Morning! Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Got the team here. Raspberries. It's Grace. Marley, she's got her bottle. Gonna be an eventful read. We're gonna move quick in some way. I'm here today at home with the children. As I said in a previous read, because their daycare and their school closed because of quarantining. So I had to take off today so I could be here. But the read never takes a day off, except Sundays. It takes off on Sundays. So it just does take one day off. But not today. So the paper came in this classic blue plastic. And we're just going to get to opening it and getting started. Because we're going to have to be somewhat efficient today. Okay? Cool, thank you. Here we go. Let's just separate sections. No time to waste. So we got, as always, the Inquirer comes in this blue plastic, as does the Times. Alright, guys? Okay. We do the Inquirer here on the daily newspaper read. I do read the Times separately, but that's not what we do here. So, let's get started on separating sections today. Everybody okay? Everybody sleep okay? Everybody gearing up for Hump Day Wednesday, you know, got things planned to get over the midweek, the midweek morass. Get yourself to Thursday. Here's Region. Raspberry berry. Life. Yeah, what are you doing? What you guys doing? Sports. All right, let's go right to sports. Come on, let's go. Let's make this read happen, everybody. All right? What do you think, guys? You okay with me making this read happen? Cool. Let's hear at the top of the page here. See right off the bat here in my left-hand corner, I see the danger of trading Wentz, a take by David Murphy. So he's probably going to delve into the position that bad idea trading Wentz. I'm not even going to get into that because I don't think it's a bad idea. So I'm just going to move on it. Potentially our greatest villain. Is this another, if we get rid of Wentz, he's going to come back and haunt us kind of take? This is Marcus Hayes, so you know he's always going to try to light some lamps. Let's see. J.D. Drew and Scott Rowland will be saints in Philadelphia before Carson Wentz's manifold sins are forgiven. Wentz, the highest paid player in Eagles history, reportedly is facing the team to trade him, forcing the team to trade him after he cashed the biggest checks, and after he played historically poorly, and after the franchise has accommodated almost every whim. Okay, maybe I was wrong about this take. If Marcus Hayes is saying, Wentz, like, get over yourself, in so many words, I might be more on board with this take. Don't blame Harry Roseman. Don't blame Jeffrey Lurie. Don't blame Doug Peterson. Blame Wentz. The Eagles will spend their 2021 season in NFL purgatory because the most important and most expensive person in team history reneged on his word. Wentz played badly, blamed everyone but himself, crippled the franchise on his way out of town, and torpedoed his trade value with his hard quarterbacking and his indirect belly aching. Still, somehow, Wentz has defenders. Colts cannot condemn their leaders. Marcus. Read the whole thing from Marcus Hayes on Inquirer.com. But he's like, you know, like I said, he's known for poking the bear a little bit. Poking bears. Or Colts. Or Eagles. See that? Pretty good. So, check it out if you want. I'm going to move on to this center's picture of Flyers game, which was ground to a halt yesterday against the Capitals due to COVID. Just like my children's schooling was ground to a halt due to COVID. Many things grinding to halts over the past 2 days. At least in my little life. Another game is called off. Flyers game postponed because of COVID-19 protocols. Travis Sanheim, Flyers defenseman, put on COVID-19 protocol list Sunday after practicing fully with the team the afternoon before. Being placed on the protocol list does not necessarily mean a positive test. Let's keep that in mind. Important to keep that distinction in place. Hi, cutie patootie. Yeah, you go. Get in there. Get in there. Gotta reposition the bottle sometimes. There was a repositioning bottle moment. So Claude Giroux, as well as defenseman Justin Braun, will also add to the COVID-19 list Tuesday, causing the postponement. The NHL announced. So it was the Flyers that caused this postponement. I did not know this. The Flyers didn't make anybody available for comment. The Capitals, though, they also had 4 players placed on COVID-19 on the 20th, January 20th. Evgeny Konechkov, Ilya Samsonov, both returned to practice, though, on Monday. Tis our current reality, everyone. Things will be disrupted. Here's an article in praise of Doc Rivers. Apropos, I would think, the Sixers 17-7. Don't know if they won last night. It was a close game. It was a close game towards the end. I did go to bed. I did watch some of it, but again, I had to stay up a little bit later for the Dream feed from Marley, so I did watch a good amount. But I was tired at the end, so I went to sleep. But it was close. So I'm going to look up right now on my trusty handheld the final score. If you can give me a moment to see, because obviously the game was started at 10, ended way too late for the newspaper. Sixers won it. 119, 111. Good stuff. 18-7. Let's see. Who was Simmons get that double-double? Oh, he missed a double-double by 1 assist. Eek. I'm saying that because I was listening to talk radio yesterday, and they were sports talk radio was all over the double-double play. Talking about betting for last night's game for Simmons. Didn't work out, I guess. Glad I didn't take the advice. He had 9 boards. 14 points, though. Back to the paper here. Physical paper. Looks like first-round pick Forrester broke his leg in his pro debut. Tyson Forrester, the big right winger who was the Flyers' first-round selection last year, suffered a small fracture in his tibia in his professional debut. Only missed about 3 or 4 weeks. He's 19 years old. Young guy. Seth Curry from the Eagles, still recovering from the virus. He says it remains a work in progress. He was struggling while dealing with the after effects of COVID-19. But after being held scoreless against the Hornets last Wednesday in Portland last Thursday, he had 11 points while making 2 of 3 three-pointers against the Nets. Curry was asked, how's he feeling? He says, it's a work in progress pretty much. Every day I feel a little bit different. It's a work in progress, trying to up my routine and up my workouts off the floor to try to get back in game shape. All right, well, we got time, Seth. Take your time. Get healthy. Feel better. All right, so we got standing situation here. The Sixers still at the top of the list. Flyers, no movement. Actually, they're second, which they were before. We know that. Nothing's changed. Games tonight, actually, are nil. No games tonight. Tomorrow, Trailblazers, Sixers. Weather. Anyone interested in the weather? Because I am. That's why we're looking at it together. A high of 36 today. Low of 28. There's those little snow graphics. Little snow showers. 3 to 6 inches on Friday. Huh. And there's a little bit on Thursday, but it looks like most of it we'll be getting on Friday. Sunday as well. And maybe we're out of it for a couple days. Still cold, though. Wednesday, though, we're getting into the 40s. Or we just touched 40 on Wednesday. Today's sunset, you would guess, is 5:31. Okay. Done with the sports section. All right? Thanks, guys, for all your cooperation right now. You guys are doing great. Trying to get through this read together. To that point, to that end, let's go to life. Oh, life is bigger. That's REM, right? I'm not even a big REM fan, but for some reason I've started to sing that line. Like I've been singing that line, just that line, for like a couple years now. It just seems like something that I don't know. It's like a nice kind of release when you sing that line. I don't know why. What's in the life section? It's a parent trip today. Jessica Gilwa, 37. I like the parent trip, you know? Jessica Gilwa, 37. Here they are. There you go. Jessica Gilwa. Who else? Who's that? George Checkham, 40. They had Barrett Baxter and Marco May. Twins. August 19th, 2020. Oh, nice. Congratulations to Jessica and George. And welcome, Baxter and Margot. You want to read more about the whole saga and the whole story around their parent trip? Inquirer.com. We will, though, move to what we do here at the show, which is read about people's issues and a person who's trying to clear things up. That's CAROLYN. Hey guys, you okay with moving into CAROLYN time? Yeah, cool. Thank you. Because I want to do that. What does CAROLYN have to say today? What's CAROLYN's question that someone's fervently attempting to be answered? And she's going to answer it. That's what she does. She's an advice columnist. It's like, hey, why are you delivering the mail? And the mailman's like, because I'm the mailman. So that's what CAROLYN would say. What's with this advice? Well, I'm an advice columnist. Can I do my job, please? Question. My son-in-law verbally attacks one or all of us in my family constantly in some small way. Small group or large group, doesn't matter. Makes snide or sarcastic remarks, criticizes, disagrees, challenges opinions / facts. He knows more than anyone else, monopolizes the conversation, and puts down our daughter in front of us. The list is long. Okay. A few examples. My husband says he doesn't like karaoke. And his son-in-law says, who invited you? Told my cross necklace wearing sister, the thing around your neck offends me. Makes fun of another relative's French accent at a recent dinner. We were tormented for 6 hours. My husband wanted to punch him. I couldn't wait until he left. 3 years ago, my husband and I had private talks with his daughter, and we gave her a book on verbal abuse. A lot of noises over here. She says she is not verbally abused. This is the way his family is. She told us to tell him to stick it. Okay. I don't think we should have to. And if he wants to come over, then he needs to behave. We are getting ready to talk to her again. How should we handle this situation, CAROLYN, in all your esteemed knowledge about the issues of the human condition? CAROLYN says, tell him to stick it. In your own polite words, of course. And throw in where, when, how often, and how colorfully you like him to do it. Please? You are right, absolutely, that you shouldn't have to do this, but he needs to behave. But we don't live in a should world. It's as is. The reality in which you exist includes an aggressive blowhard for a son-in-law and an enabler in your daughter. Certainly after taking it all these years, you must feel some temptation, some pull, some promise of long-delayed gratification in the prospect of dishing it out. In your own polite words, of course. A very measured response from CAROLYN today. But still quality. Still worth a consideration about whether it applies somehow in your life. Do you have a blowhard in your life? You have somebody who just whatever it is, got something to say. Whatever it is, grumpy McGrumperson. Be like, yeah, man, stick it, but politely. Now, what's Madeline have to say about Scorpios today? Hey, Scorpios out there, raise your hand. Oh, coincidence. Scorpio. 2 stars today. Oh, jeez. 2 stars today, guys. It's no good. It's no good, right? We'll see what she has to say, though. Maybe the description will balance that out. Your household feels unsettled. Oh. Today hints at a move or a shift. Explore new avenues of creative expression. Take routine precautions regarding your health and fitness. Oh well, it's a little alarming. Guys, I gotta get on the treadmill today, it looks like. So you're gonna have to just chill, alright, while I do a couple miles. Thanks. Because Madeline said so. So, Madeline says goes. Don't blame me. Alright! Scorpios unite. What else is in life? Oh, comics, and then we're done. Life is done today. Now we're going to dive into region. You know how we do when we dive into region. Want some of this? Some more of this? There you go. Everybody good? Cool. So with the region, we know there's usually a good amount of pertinent kind of info here. Something that really hits home, clearly. It's the region. So we want to take a little bit of time with the region. Don't hate on the region. Let's just read the first initial headlines here. Dining expansion tied to airflow. Philadelphia will allow 50% capacity with enhanced ventilation. Some owners aren't happy. They're going to put in those fans in the windows, like take a page out of the Philly School District's book, put some box fans in the windows of Mercado and Veg and Bob and Barbara's, or is it Bud and Maryland's? Both places could probably use a box fan. Who couldn't use a box fan? Box fans for everyone. Here. Box fans all around, right, Marley? Okay, well, let's see. Restaurants in Philly can bring more diners indoors this weekend if they install enhanced ventilation systems, officials said Tuesday. The city plans to open 3 new mass vaccination clinics the week of February 22nd. Interesting. So that's 2 weeks from now, approximately. Do you not want to eat? Ew. Ew. Hey. Come here. Why don't you hang out with me? Maybe that'll chill you out a little bit, huh? Here she is, the one and only. Mars. In the house. We were reading about dining inside restaurants. Come back in fashion. Restaurant operators can expand indoor occupancy to 50% of their capacity starting Friday. If they can document that their ventilation, whether through an HVAC system or window fans, it says it there, but for real, window fans, efficiently circulates the air at least 15 times per hour, Health Commissioner Thomas Farley said. It's a new standard aimed at helping the hard-hit industry. Should be considered version 1.0. and may evolve over time. Quote, we are breaking new ground. But we do think this is a way to try to have restaurants get back on their feet economically while keeping customers safe. Nice. See, she's thinking about eating already. She's like, ooh, I want to get back in there and get myself a chicken Alfredo or I don't know, a rack of ribs. Count me in. As long as there's a box fan in my view. As long as I can see box fans whirling, I'm good. I'll be there. Other quotes. Other headlines. No relief in Philly as 7 killed in 24 hours. Oh, geez. Police say the violent surge has defied traditional ideas about crime cycles. Fatal shootings are happening at all hours. Oof. Sheesh. Well, I mean, you might want to determine where in the city the restaurant is that you want to go to and make sure that nobody's getting shot in that area. I hate to say that, but 7 people killed in 24 hours. As of Tuesday, 62 people have been killed in Philly during the first 5 weeks of 2021, an increase of 55% over last year, and double the average of the last 14 years, according to department data. Oof. One of the people killed was a 15-year-old mistakenly targeted by neighborhood gunmen and a mental health counselor who worked with some of the city's most vulnerable populations. Moving on to another headline, Wildwood towns give look to beach tags. It's like, I don't know, Wildwood is trying to change its atmosphere of sprawling coastlands and party atmosphere and free admission by saying, hey, you want to come on our beaches? You got to stick a tag on your bathing suit. And then you're going to get harassed if it's not there. And you're going to get really annoyed when somebody comes by and you're just trying to enjoy a nice time on the beach. Got your blanket, got your friends. Maybe not your friends, but they should be at safe distance if they're there. But you got your family. You got your picnic basket, sandcastles. And here comes a guy. Essentially knocking on your space. Hey, I don't see any tags on your bodies. It's like Wildwood beachgoers are going to be dealing with that fun experience, potentially. An interesting story about a Manhattan family that moved to rural Sullivan County months ago to escape COVID-19. Will they stay? Or will they be like, enough of this desolate landscape? I want back in the big city. Quote, there's noise, but it's usually just the wind. That's CAROLYN Goldrick, who traded Upper Manhattan for idyllic Eaglesmere, Sullivan County. Yeah, full-on front page, safe space, they go with headline about that little move by these people to a calmer atmosphere, one would imagine. Although Manhattan's probably a little bit quieter these days than it was in terms of hustle and bustle, right? Oh, here we go. So the teacher story at the let me tell you this. So the teacher story, the one where the Philadelphia Teachers Union won't come into work, or they won't go into the buildings, I should say. I don't want to mischaracterize the work. They just won't physically go into the school buildings yet. They sent out yesterday, and they declined to go back for a second day. City says they and staff can get vaccines, though, starting February 22nd. City educators declined in droves to report to schools for a second day, as the Philadelphia School District and its largest union waited for word from a mediator on whether 2,000 teachers can be forced back into the buildings. Philadelphia public schools are scheduled to reopen for pre-kindergarten through 2nd grade on February 22nd. Superintendent William Haidt had wanted 2,000 teachers back in buildings Monday, but the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers led a citywide action instead, with thousands teaching from outside buildings or working from home. The mayor said he understood teachers' concerns and said the city planned to move quickly with the Children's Hospital of Philly to get them vaccinated and to work with the district to, quote, get buildings to a point where we all agree they are safe. Asked whether he undercut Haidt, speaking of Jim Kenney, whether he undercut Haidt by saying teachers did not have to report to school buildings. Kenney said, you're not going to be able to force people to go to work, especially in this environment. What are we going to do? We're going to send police out to pick them up and send them back to the classroom? We're trying to get everybody a level of comfort and not do it in a contentious way. Jerry Jordan said, our members are afraid, and they are right. To suggest that they should enter school buildings and evaluate the conditions themselves is truly astonishing. My members are not environmental scientists. It's insulting. That's the union leader, Jerry Jordan. No relationship to Michael Jordan, I think. So the saga continues there. But for now, we will take a moment of quiet time, reflection, and peace, and love. And, well, excuse me, not trending. It's not trending. Although this might be trending later, but not now. Right now, we're going to say goodbye to some people. Oh, boy. Some people to say goodbye to today. I did not know that the original member of the Supremes, Mary Wilson, she passed. A bigger name than some of these average, some of these regular folks. I don't want to say average. I like calling them regular folk. Like me and you. Here you go. Here's some of them. Here's a smattering of them. Know any of these familiar with any of these faces? Let's read some of the names. And that's what we do right now. Oh no, it's a younger person. Teresa Taylor. Uh-oh. Doesn't say. It just says that Miss Teresa Taylor right here. That's why I looked. She looks younger right there. He said that she's the heart and soul of Frederick and Son. She wore many hats for the family: boss, wife, mother, housewife, bookkeeper. Oh, whoa! Oh no, I might be all out of spit up cleanup. Can we just use your shirt? You know what? You're okay. I mean, I'm gonna change you after this is over. And you know, people spit up. Kids spit up. They just spit up. You got to get used to that in life. Can I just put you down though? Maybe you can hang out for a second while I just finish the OBITS. You little bub. Okay. So we were talking about Teresa Taylor, who was a Frederick and Son. She was a matriarch in her universe. Our universe revolved around her. Those shoes can never be filled. So it breaks our hearts to lose you. You didn't go alone, for part of us went with you the day God called you home. You left us peaceful memories. Your love is still our guide. And though we cannot see you, you are always at our side. Our family chain is broken. Nothing seems the same, but as God calls us one by one, our chain will link again. Oh, kind of a powerful little metaphor there. Rest in peace, Teresa. Who else do we have here today? Yeah, Lou Bevilacqua. He passed away from Upper Darby, February 8th. We have John DeLuca, passed away at 62. Unexpectedly. John's intelligence, compassion, humor, and gentle presence leave memories with all who knew him. John shared his passion for music, fine meals, and dogs with his friends and family. Those who knew him gained a true and loyal friend. Ursula, 92. Ursula passed away February 3rd. Ursula Fahs, Fahs. Rest in peace, Ursula. Miriam Levine, the youngest child of immigrants Moses Brody and Ida Sadovsky, died on January 24th, 92. When Morty, her husband, was stricken with Alzheimer's disease, Miriam insisted on caregiving for him at home, beyond reasonable expectation, and did so until his death in 2009. She shouldered on with friends, playing mahjong, receiving family, working her computer, and managing her house and finances until July 2017, when she moved to Philly to be closer to her family. Whoa! Am I okay down there? Yeah, lean back. Cherish the time you have, everyone. Cherish the time you have. With your children, with your loved ones, with your friends, even if you have to do it over Zoom remotely. Maybe give somebody a call so that you haven't talked to in a little while. Or send them a text. Just say, hey, thinking of you. What's going on? How's life going? You having a good time? Despite things? Or if not, do you want to talk? And there we have our reflection period for the day. Before we move on, though, to front section, I do see a little bit of a graph here, which I always do like to show, if at all possible. I like to show the graphs, the charts, because they're helpful. But you can see some charting here of what's going on with new cases falling in Philly, according to the chart here. And you see the surge that was there. I'm trying to get that to be a little bit clearer, but I can tell you, it says week of December 5th. And that's gone down. And here's a chart. The citywide vaccination sites and where they're going to be. So I guess that's the show. Like, hey, these are the things we're trying to do to mitigate while we get places open where you can eat out. Places where you can eat out, but you still can't go to school in person. So you can get yourself a cheeseburger at I don't know, McCluskey's. Just came to mind. Walnut Street, McCluskey's. What else is on that street? Something on Walnut. Go to Walnut Street, get yourself a cheeseburger, but you can't get yourself into school. Not yet. Making sure there's not more spit up in certain regions where I might have to clean it up in 10 minutes. But there's not. Except on her shirt. Which is nothing. Front section. Then we're done. That's cool with everybody. It's going to have to be. Trump's second impeachment trial is the above the fold, descending below the fold headline. Headline and photo spread today. When you open your Inquirer out of your plastic bag, if you came in, if you got it in your driveway, or if you go to the store and see it laying there in the bin, you're going to see this. So there's that piece. There's another piece on somebody freed from death row. Christopher Williams, who spent 25 years on death row, hugs his sister Maxine Mathis. A member of the DA's office said 2 wrongful convictions might be hard to believe, but lightning did strike twice. Here's a reunion that this person who was convicted and shouldn't have been. Sentenced and shouldn't have been. We'll read more about that if you like, about Mr. Williams. Another piece on the front page about the Postal Service saying fixes are not so simple. Many still see delivery problems, and with Democrats now in charge, Biden is under pressure to change agency leadership, but it can't happen quickly. Yesterday I tried to mail, speaking of the Postal Service, I tried to mail our passports back. I tried to mail them to the passport, I don't know, wherever they have to be processed to renew them. They expired. And we need to get them in line for our little trip trying to take. I had to go to 3 different post offices. I went to one. We don't do passport mailing here. Go to these one. Go to this one. Went to that one. Don't do it here. Go to that one. I got on the 3rd post office I went to. And they're like, I don't know why they couldn't help you at the last one, but let me see what you got. And even trying to get the help from that post office was like, I had to be very quiet. I had to be very calm, very deferential. It was like, I felt like I was any moment away from being booted from the premises for just, I don't know, just not being, I don't know what the word is, but I felt like I was any moment from being expelled. I don't feel like dealing with this right now. You said something out of turn. Whatever it is, get out. I felt like I had to be very careful with how I approached every single moment of that interaction. But at the end, it went okay. They mailed it for us. But that's not what technically this article is talking about. It's talking about delays in the mail. I'm just telling you my experience at the post office yesterday. Post offices. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. Democrats push ahead on schools, wages. The Education and Labor Committee focused on education resources and a $15 an hour minimum. As Democrats on Tuesday muscled past Republicans on major portions of President Joe Biden's pandemic plan, including a proposed $130 billion bailout. No bailout, just billion. In addition, relief to help the nation's schools reopen, and gradual increase of the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. Democrats on the Education and Labor Committee say schools won't be able to reopen safely until they get an infusion of federal funding to repair building ventilation systems, buy protective equipment, and take other steps recommended by federal health officials. The plan faces opposition from Republicans who want to tie new school funding to reopening. American Airlines says it may furlough 1,000 in the region in April as the coronavirus pandemic continues to wear on its business. Furloughs are expected to be temporary. An additional 28% are expected to lose their jobs permanently, though, according to the filing. Okay. Moving along here. Looks like we're going to be reaching the special section, the special letter and editorial section, where we end our read every day, as you know, with today's letter. Hey guys, we're going to be doing today's letter now. This is where we look at, well, there's a lot of letters today. A lot of letters published today. We look at these letters. Whoop, and we look at the names of who wrote the letter. And we look at the headline that the Inquirer gave the letter. And we say, which one do we want to read? Does that sound good? Okay, that's what we're going to do. Who wrote letters today? All right, guys. A. Germankin, Penn should testify. That's out of Philly. Another Philadelphia resident, Sarah K. Smullins. That's not yours. Philly. That's plea to reinstate Kathy Bachvar. No to loan forgiveness. Tim C. Reel in Worcester. Patty Wood, Bluebell, works for Catholic schools. Cheryl Kalick, Philadelphia, in support of Jerry Jordan. Address chronic homelessness. L. David Wise, Philadelphia. Christina Mays, Philadelphia. Disparity, safety in numbers. Tom McCary out of Berwyn. Gotcha. Cameras increase revenue, not safety. Oh. Douglas Smithman, Drescher. Comparison of hateful policies. And then Peter Winotsky, Bryn Mawr. Horse racing payouts. What do you think? What is today's letter? I can't help it. I want to read more about this safety camera stuff on Roosevelt Blvd. This is what this guy's saying. He's saying, wait a minute, to that guy who said that there should be some cameras and speed traps and stuff on the boulevard to help save lives because 10 people die a year on that stretch. This guy's saying they just want more money from us. Let's see what Tom has to say. In answer to a letter writer, Roosevelt Blvd is no more dangerous than any similarly laid out highway with similar volume. The boulevard is unsafe because the city refuses to use best practices, highway safety engineering, to fix it. Roosevelt Blvd speed cameras and red light cameras are part of an enforcement-for-profit racket embraced by Philadelphia that has nothing to do with safety. Speed cameras exist only to raise money. Same with RLC, red light cameras, which have increased accidents and injuries. In fact, camera enforcement makes highways more dangerous. The city could end speeding and red light running tomorrow if they synchronize the traffic lights to 45 miles per hour. But they won't because of the tens of millions of dollars of profit from camera tickets. Okay. It's a legitimate position. If he's on to something, I'm listening. Let's do one more letter. Bonus letter of the day. Jerry Jordan's one. In support of Jerry Jordan. Cheryl Kalick. Nearly my entire life has been involved with the school district of Philadelphia, from a kindergartner in 1951 through a 36-year career as a teacher to just sending a check for my dues for the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers retirement chapter. I have known Jerry Jordan for a considerable portion of that time. I read with great interest Jerry's op-ed about reopening Philadelphia's public schools. He and his staff are concerned about ventilation and vaccines. It seems as though the vaccination issue is fairly straightforward and should be easily resolved. Vaccinate the staff, the whole staff. The ventilation issue is another story. No one should have to depend on the ventilation system described in the Inquirer. The children, teachers, and support staff should be in school. They need to be in school safely. I trust Jerry Jordan's judgment. Okay, a bunch more letters here if you want to go to Inquirer.com. Check out what the rest of the peanut gallery had to say. We have three main op-eds today. One regarding charter schools, which was kind of from yesterday. There was one about charter school funding. Potentially this is a counter or an addendum or supplement by Frank Gallagher, superintendent of the Souderton Area School District and the chair of LEARN, a coalition of Pennsylvania school superintendents working to improve charter school accountability, limit school privatization, and encourage youth to choose public education as a career. So we know where he's going to go. He's a superintendent of a public school district. He's going to double down on the what was written yesterday. We were reading about maybe it was 2 days ago, Susan Spica talking about needing to reform funding for cyber charters. Looks like he's going to discuss similar topics. So if you'd like to read about that, one of the featured op-eds today in the Inquirer, go for it. And then there's something about Flint, Michigan, too. A reminder from Michigan. The indictments in Flint water crisis renew urgency for Pennsylvania to protect children from lead poisoning. Another op-ed. And that's it. We did it. Hey, I appreciate everybody sticking around. I know that there's a lot going on in your life and everybody's life. Yeah. Want to say goodbye? Wow. I know that for sure, but I appreciate. We all appreciate you taking the time today to just do some reading with us, right? And now we're gonna get on for the rest of our day, and I hope you do too. We got a busy day ahead. Busy day of hanging out with my kids and trying to get work done at the same time, and like we're all going through right now, just juggling. We'll get through it together. Okay, time to change you. Thanks for your patience. See y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.